Let me ask you something. When you're standing in the bread aisle, how do you choose what loaf to put in your basket? Some people choose the cheapest, others go for the softest, but plenty of others go for brown bread thinking this is the healthier choice. More fiber, more natural, it's better for me, it's better for my family. But here's the shocking truth. A lot of brown bread sold in supermarkets isn't really brown bread at all. It's white bread that's been dyed to look brown. Yes, the same stripped down flour, the same lack of nutrients, with a splash of caramel colouring or molasses mixed in to trick your eyes. That's not a mistake. It's not by accident, it's deliberate. And today I'm going to show you exactly how this trick works, why it matters for your health, and more importantly, what you can do to outsmart the marketing spin. So before we get into detail, let me explain why this channel exists. I started Exposed Everyday Lies to uncover the little deceptions that surround us at all times, lies that sneak into our food, our shopping, even our beliefs, things that we really stop to question, but which quietly shape how we spend our money and what we put into our bodies. And brown bread is one of the best examples I can give you. So let's break it down. Real brown bread, also called wholemeal or whole grain bread, is made by grinding the entire wheat kernel. This means it contains three parts: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. The bran is the outer layer, full of fiber and full of minerals. The germ is the core of the seed, packed with vitamins and healthy fats. And the endosperm is mostly starch. When you eat genuine wholemeal bread, you're getting all three of these, and the balance is what gives it its darker color, its nuttier taste, and its health benefits. Now compare that to white bread. White bread is made by stripping away the bran and the germ, leaving only the starchy endosperm. The result is a loaf that's softer, whiter, and nutritionally speaking, empty. It digests quickly, spikes your blood sugar levels, and leaves you hungry in no time at all. So where does this dyed bread come from? Instead of using whole grains, some companies just use regular white flour and add a bit colouring or molasses and sell it as brown bread. To the naked eye, it looks the part. To the casual shopper like us, it feels healthier, but in reality, you're just buying the same nutritionally weak product, just painted over. It's like buying a car with a shiny coat of paint, but under the hood, it's the same worn out engine, it's the same rust spots. And the food industry has been doing this for decades. Why? Because it's cheaper. Whole grain spoils faster. It's harder to store. It requires more care and production. White flour lasts ages. It's easy to process, so it costs a lot less. So instead of giving you the real thing, they give you the illusion of the real thing. Think about last time you looked at a bread wrapper. The colors are earthy, greens, brown, maybe even a picture of gold wheat fields. Sometimes the bag is transparent in just the right places so you can see the darker crust. The words on the front sound healthy: farmhouse, country style, wholesome wheat. But unless it specifically says wholemeal or 100% whole grain, the chances are you're looking at dyed white bread. And here's where it gets even sneakier. They play with the language. Wheat bread sounds healthy, but all bread is made from wheat. The phrase has no meaning. Brown bread has no legal definition, so manufacturers can use it as they want. The only label that truly matters is wholemeal or 100% whole grain. Everything else is marketing. So how do you protect yourself? First rule, ignore the front of the packaging. It's designed to sell, not to tell the truth. Flip it around. Read the ingredients. If the first ingredient isn't wholemeal flour or whole grain flour, put it back. If you see wheat flour without the word whole, that's code for refined white flour. Secondly, watch out for color additives. If the ingredients mention caramel coloring or molasses, that bread is faking it. Thirdly, check the nutritional panel. Real wholemeal bread is naturally high in fiber, at least 3 grams a slice. If the numbers are low, it's another giveaway. All right, so let's talk about why this is more than just a marketing annoyance. Eating fake brown bread means you're missing out on fiber, on vitamins, and minerals that your body needs. Whole grains help regulate blood sugar, lower cholesterol, and keep your digestive system healthy. White bread doesn't. In fact, regular consumption of refined carbs is linked to a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. So when you think you're making the right choice, but you're actually eating dyed white bread, it's not just about being tricked. It's having a real negative impact on your health. And bread, it's only the beginning. This trick, taking something cheap, disguising it, and selling it as something premium, shows up everywhere. Fruit juices labeled as 100% natural that are actually reconstituted concentrate. Cereals marketed as whole grain but actually loaded with sugar. Low-fat yogurts that sneak in as extra sweeteners to make up for the choice. And every time the pattern is the same. They use color, language, and packaging to sell you the feeling of health but not the reality of it. Now let's get into the psychology. Why do so many of us fall for the trick? It's because our brains are wired to use shortcuts. Darker bread looks more wholesome. Earthy colors feel more natural. Words like farmhouse trigger a rustic, traditional image. These mental associations are what marketers exploit and subtly show that people genuinely believe that dark bread is healthier, even when it isn't. That's why dyed bread has been such an effective scam for so long. And here's a promise I made earlier. Next time you're in the supermarket, here's a 2-second test to outsmart the trick. Flip the package over. If the first ingredient is not wholemeal flour or whole grain flour, don't buy it. That's it. One glance can save you from being fooled. So here's what we've learned. Not all brown bread is created equal. Some is real, whole, nutritious. Some is just white bread with a 10. And now you know how to tell the difference. But remember, if bread isn't saved from marketing tricks, what else isn't? Check out my channel for more videos, hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you next time.